Welcome to Sports News now. Nigeria's women's 4x100 meters relay team have clinched gold at the African Games in Congo, Brazzaville. The quartet of Cecilia Francis, Loretta Ozo, Blessing Okagberi and Ngozi Onwumere ran a time of 43.10 seconds to finish ahead of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. In the men's 4x100 meters final, despite finishing second, Nigeria got disqualified for a 40-baton exchange in the last leg. Cote d'Ivoire won gold with a time of 38.95 seconds. And still talking about the All-Africa Games, Nigeria's power lifter Yakubu Adesokan has set a world record on his way to winning gold at the African Games in Congo-Brazzaville. Adesokan lifted 182.5 kilograms in his event to finish ahead of Algeria's Ahmed Bion and Togo's Alion Bawa. Still on the African Games, Nigeria's football teams have failed to make the gold medal placement games after losing out in the semi-finals. The Super Falcons were beaten 2-1 by Cameroon, while the Dream Team 6 lost 3-1 to Burkina Faso. Now to the Champions League. Manchester City have started their group stage campaign with a 2-1 loss at home against Italian champions Juventus. Neighbours Manchester United did not fare any better, losing by the same scoreline against Dutch champions PSV Eindhoven. In other results, Angel Di Maria scored his first goal for PSG in their 2-0 win over Malmo. Cristiano Ronaldo bagged a hat-trick as Real Madrid beat Shakhtar Donetsk 4-0. Atletico Madrid beat Galatasaray 2-0. Sevilla beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-0. Wolfsburg edged CSKA Moscow 1-0, while Benfica beat FC Astana 2-0. And World Anti-Doping Agency Director General David Howman says that they are hoping to receive the much-awaited report on allegations of widespread doping in sport by mid-November, with the IAAF under pressure after German broadcaster ARD and the Sunday Times newspaper claimed that they did not follow up suspicious test results between 2001 and 2012. Howman appears confident that they can resolve the controversy as soon as possible.
Gave a mandate to the Independent Commission and asked them if they would complete their work, their investigation, and file their report with us before the end of this year. We hope they can do it well prior to the end of the year, because we have a board meeting in mid-November, and we would certainly like our board members to be able to discuss the report at that occasion. Well, I think you can say that because at the present there is a controversy which involves athletics. I think it would be unfair to concentrate on any one sport. It's probably better if we said, look, there are problems out there in sport. There are issues that we need to address with the various sports, and we're doing that. At the present, athletics is in the limelight. Athletics is the sport which needs some assistance, and we're going to give them that assistance after we receive this report.
Well, that's the Director General of the World Anti-Doping Agency, David Howman. And that's it on Sports News tonight. The rest of the news continues in just a moment. I'm Kaidi Alandi. Thanks for watching.
Hungary is determined not to bite off more than it can chew concerning the migrant crisis and has declared a state of emergency. The result is hundreds of migrants are now left stranded at the Serbia-Hungary border after the Hungarian government closed the frontier with a new razor wire fence. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
Well, thank you. The state of emergency gives police extra powers and would allow troop deployments if Parliament approves. The EU is facing a huge influx of migrants, and many are fleeing conflict and poverty in countries including Syria. Meanwhile, Germany and Austria are calling for a special meeting of EU leaders next week to discuss the crisis. Then the relatives of a group of Mexican tourists killed in an attack by the Egyptian army are traveling to Egypt. 12 people were mistakenly killed by Egyptian security forces in an anti-terror operation on Sunday. Egypt says it mistook the tourists for Islamist militants whom its forces were pursuing in the Western Desert. Also today, Malcolm Turnbull has been sworn in as Australia's new Prime Minister after Tony Abbott was ousted by his party in a leadership challenge. Mr. Turnbull, who was Communications Minister under Mr. Abbott, is the fourth Prime Minister since 2013. Finally, Kuwait has sentenced 7 people to death over the suicide bombing of a Shia mosque in which at least 27 people were killed. More than 220 people were wounded in the 26th of June attack, which targeted the Imam Sadiq Mosque in a busy area to the east of Kuwait City. Another 8 suspects were given terms of between 2 and 15 years in jail, while others were acquitted. That's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Ijoma.
Thanks a lot, Cynthia. And the main news again. President Muhammadu Buhari has confirmed that the federal government is negotiating with Boko Haram. He told the Nigerian business community in France that his government is already interfacing with the terrorists to find a solution to the war in the northeast. The House of Representatives has queried the Finance Ministry on spendings and the non-implementation of most capital components of the 2015 budget. The ICPC says it's returned 924 million naira loot earlier recovered, and hundreds of migrants stranded on Hungarian border following new legislation on migrants in that country. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Nyata. Good night.